Hi, my name is Cold Beer, and let's start with Creaks. The creators of Samorost and Machinarium created this masterpiece as well. I don't think they are capable of something not great. Most of their games have a Steam review score above 90%, and so does the Creaks. This is an immersive puzzle game that delights our eyes with its hand-painted visuals and precise animation. It also has great sound design and an eclectic original score from Hidden Orchestra. You'll proceed at your own pace at figuring out the solutions of dozens of carefully designed puzzles, explore the mansion for hidden paintings, and uncover the great secret. As developers say, Creaks is best enjoyed with a controller and a good pair of headphones. The Witcher 2 Assassin of Kings Enhanced Edition. Everyone knows, and most of us have played the third Witcher, but just a few of us have tried previous parts. Well, I played all of them, and I can share my quick insights about part 2. So if you are wondering should you play Assassin of Kings, there is some major guidance for you. If you like the third Witcher because of the open world and fluid combat, you won't find anything similar here. The world is segmented, some areas are more open, some are straight linear, and combat is way less satisfying. Although it is decent enough to not make you rage all the time. It is an older game released at the same time as Skyrim, but just with a fraction of that budget. But if you like third Witcher because of the story, writing, humor, and deeply developed characters, then yes, the second part can offer a similar experience. I would give the overall scenario 10 cold beers out of 10. I can absolutely recommend it. Also, the game has boobs in it. On Steam, Assassin of Kings has 90% of positive reviews, left by tens of thousands of people. Basically, this game was the moneymaker that helped CD Projekt create a much bigger third part, which is also heavily discounted. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. From all Souls-like games, Fallen Order had the most satisfying combat I've seen since the times of the third Witcher, and I probably liked it so much because it reminded me of those sword dances I did as a Geralt. The game started slow, but the more I played, the more powerful I got. You know, skills like running on walls or throwing spinning lightsaber into a bunch of puny enemies are not given to you all at once. At the beginning you suck as a Jedi, even some random rat can kill you if you are not careful enough. So I died a lot. But later I became a real combat god because I discovered a story mode difficulty. Yeah, this is a Souls-like game even noobs like me can enjoy. Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen. This is a massive, challenging action RPG that drops you into a vast open world full of interesting characters and creatures. The game is made by Capcom, a Japanese company, but the whole setting of Dragon's Dogma is European. So you may think maybe because of that this game features some ridiculous moments, but Capcom was really serious about the job. They went all around Europe to actually get a lot of information, especially for the backgrounds and environments in the Dragon's Dogma. They looked at architecture and buildings and things of that nature, and also just natural environments as well. Also took many pictures and tried to recreate those as closely as possible. Well, a bunch of Japanese people in Europe taking pictures? Who could have thought? Anyway, developers actually did a lot of research in Europe that helped to recreate stuff in game, and that level of dedication is truly admirable. Dragon's Dogma has more strategy and more dynamic fights than usual action RPG games. You know, you can climb monsters here, and that is super cool. Also, it's a tougher game in general. But if you like to explore the open world and love fantasy games, you can't ignore it. Gamers are talking that this is an underrated gem and is a must-play for every open-world RPG fan. Inscryption. This is a card-based odyssey that blends the deck-building roguelike, escape room-style puzzles, and psychological horror into a well-mixed Bloody Mary. You'll acquire a deck of woodland creature cards by draft, surgery, and self-mutilation, unlock the secrets lurking behind the walls of a mysterious cabin, and embark on an unexpected and deeply disturbing adventure. So don't play this game with your little kids or something. Anyway, overwhelmingly positive reviews on Steam are well-deserved. This game is a real gem. Also, if you are in doubt, you can play the free demo version. Thronebreaker, The Witcher Tales. This is a single-player RPG set in the world of The Witcher that combines narrative-driven exploration with unique puzzles and card battle mechanics. Well, some sort of a mishmash of different things, but so is potato salad, so expect the best. The game spins a truly regal tale of Meve, a war veteran and queen of two northern realms, Lyria and Rivia. Facing an imminent invasion from Nilfgaard, she is forced once again to enter the warpath and set out on a dark journey of destruction and revenge. Well, honestly, if MILF God changed the N in this name to M, they can invade anyone anytime they want. Just saying, nobody would resist. People are saying that the writing here is amazing, although the game itself is so unusual that sometimes it may be hard to really get into the gameplay. But don't let that discourage you, the review score is over the roof and most players who bought the game are recommending it for you, and so do I. Show those MILF Guardians who's the boss. Bendy and the Dark Revival. The second part of Bendy and the Ink Machine was released 5 years after the success of its predecessor, and surprisingly it is even more loved by the puzzle and horror fans than the first part. On Steam it is close to an overwhelmingly positive title, and that is a thing you cannot ignore. Here you will play as Audrey as she explores the depths of a creepy animation studio that's gone completely mad, just like your alcoholic Uncle Steve who believes that Earth is in the shape of a vodka bottle. Yeah, flat earthers are such a thing of the past. Anyway, he will combat ink-tainted enemies, solve puzzles, and evade an ever-lurking ink demon while seeking your way back to the real world. You never know who or what is going to be around the next corner in this crazy realm of shadows and ink. Like in the first part, you will have to discover the truth, escape the studio, and above all, fear the ink demon, and survive. A wonderful game for your spooky evenings. Undertale. In this RPG, you control a human who falls underground in the world of monsters. Now you must find your way out or stay trapped forever. Killing is unnecessary. You can negotiate out of danger using a unique battle system, although usually your answers just angers the monsters and you'll have to fight them anyway. You'll also find original art and soundtrack brimming with personality, and character-rich story with emphasis on humor, although that humor can be a bit annoying, because it's pretentiously naive and you feel that the author is mocking you all the time. Well, honestly, you deserve that mocking. Yeah, I know what that reminds you, shut up. The game itself is really original, and if you avoided it somehow, now it's the time to correct this mistake of your life, because in Undertale you can become friends with all the bosses, date a skeleton, and be friends with many dogs. The Saboteur. A bit older game, but worthy of your attention without a doubt. The plot is set in an open-world Paris. You can climb the Eiffel Tower, snipe from Notre Dame Cathedral, and brawl on the Champs-Élysées as you sabotage your enemies. You will have to fight, climb, and prowl through the dark alleys, rooftops, burlesque houses, and seedy streets. Motivated by retribution and armed with tactics of sabotage, you will blow up zeppelins, derail trains, implode bridges, destroy armored tanks, and level enemy facilities in the name of vengeance in Nazi-occupied Europe. Here being the Saboteur is all about attacking while staying unnoticed. You will get your mission intel at underground clubs and cabarets, eliminate your adversaries with stealth attacks, disguise, distractions, and explosives. Also master a variety of weapons, automobiles, and skills to sabotage enemy operations. It's a fantastic game, absolute cult classic, and a must-play for every action fan. Dead Island Definitive Edition. The same developers who made Dying Light created this zombie-infested game as well, and this zombie apocalypse is more beautiful than ever. You will be running from and killing undead in the beautiful tropical island, a wonderful paradise on Earth, and this contrast is really great. Exploring this island is really fun, from the zombie-infested deserted city to secluded beaches and vast highlands. Roam around in order to discover the story behind the zombie outbreak. You can also play in a story-based 4-player co-op mode. Also, have you noticed that this game actually calls zombies zombies? Not walkers, roamers, crazed ones, biters, freakers, and so on, but actual zombies, and they have my respect for not trying to invent the bicycle again. Zombies are zombies.
But what if they are fast and smart?
Then they are fast, smart zombies, period. Anyway, in Dead Island Definitive Edition you will get the main game and all the DLCs as well. Also graphics are in HD and so on, and the price is more than great. Cyberpunk 2077. Finally, Cyberpunk 2077 has become a great game. Recent reviews on Steam are always above 90%, and the main score climbed to the very positive tier. After many years in mixed and later in mostly positive category, this is an achievement of really hard work and dedication. CD Projekt Red, by releasing an undercooked game, has made probably the biggest mistake of their lives, but they are slowly climbing up, although the stock value of the company is still in ruins. After the flop of the game, CD Projekt Red lost about a third ahead of company's value, and so far nothing has changed despite the amazing comeback of Cyberpunk. And the game itself is a wet dream of anyone who likes single-player RPG games, but it also has some really annoying flaws as well. Despite being set in a GTA-like world, here you cannot fly. That is sad. Anyway, the campaign is more than awesome. 11 cold beers out of 10. U-boat. This is a simulator of a submarine from the Second World War era, yet it is different from other more action-oriented games. U-boat is a survival sandbox with crew management mechanics, while its primary theme is life of German sailors. The boat is their home, but it can become their grave at any time. The game is influenced by Fallout Shelter, XCOM, and also the movie Das Boot. They even use the same decals for the submarine as seen in the movie. So here you'll have to control the crew in order to control your boat. You look after their mental and physical health, make sure the sailors won't become angry or tired. If their spirit is low, there is a chance of whining, bad morale, and even a skirmish. So as real Germans back then would say,
yeah, so take care of them and make Hitler proud, ja by sinking those ships of capitalist America, ja, Bier mit Sauerkraut, ja wunderbar.
The Flame in the Flood. This is a roguelike river journey through the backwaters of a forgotten post-apocalyptic America, where you can forage, craft, and occasionally evade predators. Well, the last part will be harder to do. I was eaten by a wolf countless times here, so basically you will take the role of a delicious snack with no desire to be tasted. Just be sure that you are into roguelike games, that you have stable mental health, and few deaths here and there will not make you rage quit and uninstall. The Flame in the Flood was created by famous developers who previously worked on BioShock, Halo, Penis Doctor Simulator, and Guitar Hero. Well, honestly, I'm not sure about that third one, but other games are definitely legit. So here you'll travel by foot and by raft down a procedurally generated river as you scrounge for resources, craft tools, remedies, evade the vicious wildlife, and most importantly, stay ahead of coming rains. You know, flood is even in the name of the game. Resident Evil 4. 6 years have passed since the biological disaster in Raccoon City. You are one of the survivors of the incident, and you have been sent to rescue the president's kidnapped daughter. You track her to a secluded European village where there is something terribly wrong with the locals. They all put pineapple into potato salad. I'm kidding, of course, nothing that horrifying. Those people are just crazy. You know, they want to kill you, mutilate your body, and then do something else with it. What a nice place to be, you know? So you will be living this nightmare and you will do your best trying to survive. People are saying that after playing Resident Evil 2 Remake, it was hard to hope that anything can be that level of awesomeness, but Resident Evil 4 does miracles. It is worth your money on sale, off sale, in between sales, in between boobies.
Wait, what?
Shut up. Players are saying that this remake is just excellent, and you know, I can only agree, this game is awesome. The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. This is probably the best fantasy open-world RPG ever created, and I doubt that I could find anyone who at least never heard of it. Well, at least inside the Western influence hemisphere, it's a true legend. On Steam it has more than 600,000 reviews, and 96% of these people recommend this game for you. And my friendship with Witcher Geralt started way before any of the games were released. I read the book when I was a teenager, and after many years I even got Andrzej Sapkowski to sign it for me when he was visiting Lithuania for some book fair or something. And we also spoke for like 20 seconds as well. Never washed my mouth in years after that. Anyway, the game has an incredible story, super fun gameplay, and a huge dark fantasy open world to explore. The coolest thing is, of course, your profession. You kill monsters for money, so you can just travel around the map and fulfill contracts ignoring the main story as long as you want or as long as you can get a new contract. And every single monster hunt is a handcrafted mission with different outcomes and sometimes hard moral choices. The Witcher is probably the best game I have ever played. Jusant. This is an action puzzle climbing game and a meditative journey to the top of a tall tower. It may not seem much, but the review score on Steam is way above 90%, and that is a proof that this game is amazing. Well, at least awesome. You will challenge yourself at your own pace, explore different ways to climb, and unravel the secrets of a bygone civilization. While playing, you will master your climbing tools and will have to watch your stamina meter to successfully navigate the mysterious and changing tower. Well, watching your stamina is not a thing I usually like in games. You know, when you watch your stamina bar, you actually miss the rest of the game. But Jusant is showing your stamina bar clearly and not somewhere in the corner, so it's done right. Anyway, as you go higher and hone your skills, you'll have to figure out how best to use the tools at your disposal to get where you want to go. What is the best way? Is there an alternative path? And yes, usually there are. You can explore them to find the clues about what happened here. The game doesn't rush you, you play at your own pace. As you climb, you come across beautiful biomes full of flora and fauna, accompanied by a beautiful and atmospheric soundtrack, although there is some danger as well. Arid, windy slopes can be deadly, so seek refuge in tunnels lit only by bioluminescence. BioShock Remastered. This is an immersive sim shooter loaded with powerful weapons and interesting tactics. You'll have a complete arsenal at your disposal, from simple revolvers to grenade launchers and chemical throwers, but you will also be forced to genetically modify your DNA to create an even more deadly weapon, which is you. So there is only a small chance that you have never heard about the game, but I can assure you that BioShock is one of the best first-person shooter games ever created, and this remastered version includes some additional content, 65 Steam achievements, full controller support, modern textures, and of course 4K support as well. Second part is also discounted, but if you never played BioShock, start with the first part. The game is story rich and it would be a shame to skip a huge part of it. Ancestors' Legacy. This is a real-time strategy game influenced by historical events of the Middle Ages. Ancestors' Legacy combines resource management and base building with large-scale squad-based battles across vast battlefields. It is all rendered in great detail with Unreal Engine 4. You'll experience medieval bloodshed and can enjoy a cinematic action camera that puts you right in the middle of the battle. People on Steam are saying that Ancestors' Legacy is easy to learn and it's like chess. It involves a lot of strategy, so the more you play, the better you become. Basically, here a lot of options to crush the enemy lie in the plain sight, but only the master strategist can see them all. So the more you play, the easier the game will seem. Or not, you know, we all have our limits, and sometimes our limit is below the requirements of a victory. Megaquarium. This is a theme park management tycoon game with an aquatic twist. You'll need to design your displays, look after your animals, manage your staff and keep your guests happy. Starting just with a few tanks and the most basic of livestock, you'll grow your aquarium to a glass metropolis filled with hundreds of guests and staff. The game features almost 100 different marine species, including fish, sharks, crustaceans, corals, jellyfish and other invertebrates and turtles. Also giraffes, elephants and even a Spinosaurus. Yeah, they don't come with an original game, but the modding community is huge, so you can literally have a theme park of extinct marine fauna if you want, or you can mod the game yourself and make your own animal. Gold Bearopotamus or even Potato Saladosaurus is a preferred creation. War Mongrels. You'll fight Nazis and show them who's the boss. The storyline is history-inspired and will guide you through the journey of two Wehrmacht soldiers. They go from deserters to hefty guerrilla fighters when they realize that everything they were told is a lie. Sneaking, distraction, silent kills and using the environment are some of the main skills you will have to learn. But a stock of firearms will also be available and useful in completing mission objectives. Well, we all know how it goes. At first you will try to be sneaky like a ninja, like a wind in the grass, like a shadow in the forest, like a silent fart you let out in front of your mother-in-law, and then you mess up everything and go guns blazing. Sometimes you will succeed, sometimes you will die and repeat, or uninstall, depending on your mood and temper. The game also has implemented co-op multiplayer for 2 players, so you and your imaginary friend can play together. Also, what I like the most, that there is no censorship. You will encounter piles of dead bodies, blood, and real Nazi flags. Kenshi. This is a free-roaming, squad-based RPG focusing on open-ended sandbox gameplay. You can be a trader, a thief, a rebel, a warlord, a slave, or just food for the cannibals. The freedom is here and it's up to you how you would use it. You can research new equipment and craft new gear, purchase and upgrade your own buildings to use as safe fortified havens when things go bad, or use them to start up a business. Well, it's a sandbox game after all. You can aid or oppose the various factions in the world while striving for the strength and wealth necessary to simply survive in the harsh desert. You will train your men up from puny victims to master warriors, carry your wounded squadmates to safety and get them all home alive. The game is purely single player and it's an owner of overwhelmingly positive reviews left by tens of thousands of people. And now, thank you for watching, have a nice day and I'll see you next time.